Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about hidden sugars in food. So before we talk about that, I have a few questions about the sugars in food, and to answer, if you want to unmute, you can do that. Um, and this is just a small program I got from the leaders, um, the portion of the TOPS website. One minute, I lost my mouse. There we go. All right, can everybody see my screen? Okay. So, number one, which of these has more sugar? 8 ounces of regular soda or cola, or one 20-ounce bottle of citrus flavored vitamin enhanced water. So, you can unmute to answer.
Cola.
Okay. Let's see. All right, so one 20-ounce bottle of citrus flavored vitamin enhanced water has 32.5 grams of sugar, while 8 ounces of regular cola has about 27 grams of sugar. So always check the serving size and the amount of sugar on the nutritional fact label. Enhanced waters often have as much or more sugar and calories as soda or juice. So when you buy the vitamin water, always check your labels. All right, number two, 1 ounce of dried cherries or 1 ounce of fresh cherries, which has more sugar? Anybody?
Dried cherries.
That's right. 1 ounce of dried cherries has 16 grams of sugar, while 1 ounce of fresh cherries have 4 grams of sugar. Given that most of the water is removed from dried fruit, the amount of sugar per ounce is higher for dried fruit compared to its fresh equivalent. Dried fruit is still a healthy, vitamin packed snack. Just be mindful of the portion size. All right, one small orange or 1 cup of orange juice.
1 cup of orange juice.
Okay, who was that?
Terry said it.
Okay. Um, so 1 cup of orange juice, that's right, has around 23 grams of sugar, while one small orange has 9 grams of sugar. You can count 100% fruit juices towards your daily recommended servings of fruit, but be aware of how much juice you are pouring. Depending on the fruit, 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of juice equals the same number of calories as the whole fruit. For a low sugar alternative, add a splash of fruit juice to sparkling water. Okay. 1/2 cup of baked beans or 2 Snicker miniatures. Which has more?
I kind of think it's the baked beans, but I don't know that for sure.
Do what?
I kind of think it's the baked beans.
That's correct. Um, 1/2 cup of baked beans actually has more sugar at 12 grams than 2 Snicker miniatures, which have 9 grams total. Should you opt for candy bars instead of baked beans? Not really. This simply demonstrates that sugar can pop up in unexpected places, such as canned goods and prepared sauces. Always check the nutrition fact label. All right, and number 5, 8 ounces of energy drink or 8 ounces of sweet tea. Which has more sugar?
Energy drink.
That's right. The energy drink has about 27 grams of sugar, while 8 ounces of sweet tea have about 17. The can of energy drink has just as much sugar as Snicker bars, but when it comes to sugary beverages like energy drinks, soda, sweet tea, or even vitamin enhanced water is not hard to drink through your entire daily calories budget pretty quickly. So we just have to watch those labels. Okay. So here uh, okay, so I found this slide pretty interesting. Let me see if I can zoom in on it some. Okay. This shows the type of sugar there is and sources of the sugar. So glucose is a simple sugar. Fructose is natural sugar found in fruit. Lactose is found in milk and other dairy products. Fructose and glucose bind to form sucrose or table sugar. So two glucose modules bind to create maltose, which is a byproduct of starch breakdown and alcohol fermentation. All right.
Hey, Rhonda,
Yes.
Sherry, can I share something with you I learned in the Top magazine last night that I didn't know
Sure.
about sugar? So the registered dietitian has done a great job talking about all the, I'm just going to call them fake sugars.
Mhm.
And so during COVID, I bought this big bag of Splenda because I was going to try to start substituting my regular sugar for Splenda. I was just going to try some chocolate chip cookies or something like that to see how it tasted.
Right.
And in her article, which I didn't know, she said you should never use Splenda if you're going to use it and bake with it over 350 degrees because it turns into something toxic. So she said, if you're going to bake, use an alcohol sugar. Do not use Splenda if you're going to use it at a temperature of over 350 degrees. And I just never knew that before.
I never knew that about Splenda either, about baking with it, because a lot of people do.
I mean, I've just tried it once or twice, but I didn't know there was a downside for baking with it. I was just excited that I could substitute a cup of it for a cup of real sugar. I
Right.
didn't know it's not a good baking sugar. So
Yeah.
that was
Well, sometimes it's just better to use real sugar too. All right. So we know many foods have natural sugar, but manufacturers hide sugar in different forms when food is processed. So these are the ingredients that we need to look out for that adds unnecessary calories as sweeteners in the food drinks. The list that was supplied here is also found on page 10 of the Real Life book that we need to watch out for. Can y'all see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. What you want to read the ingredients of the food labels and look for these different types of hidden sugar like brown rice syrup, molasses is a big one. And so some of the, let's see. The American Heart Association recommends 6 teaspoons or 25 grams per day for women and 9 teaspoons or 36 grams per day for men. And the most well known is the simple sugar or high fructose corn syrup. Fructose is a fruit sugar, but high fructose corn syrup is made from corn, is treated with enzymes yielding a syrup that is rich in glucose. So high fructose corn syrup blends more easily than sugar in other liquids. Plus, it's cheaper to manufacture than to harvest sugar cane. So this is why many manufacturers use that. There's no direct link between the high fructose corn syrup and obesity, but foods containing this sugary substance has low to nutritional value, thus possibly leading to weight gain. So sugar is also added to foods in the form of syrups. As you can see here, syrups are usually thick liquids made from large quantities of sugar dissolved in water. So these are the different types of syrups that you could possibly find in different foods. And an article posted at hopkinsmedicine.org tells us how to identify added sugar. Here we go. When it's listed on the label. So anything it has syrup, like corn syrup or rice syrup or any of these other types, or if the word ends in OSE, like fructose, sucrose, maltose, dextrose, all of that's sugar. And then, of course, sugar is found in the name, whether it be raw sugar, cane sugar, brown sugar, or confectionery sugar. So other examples or added sugar include fruit nectars, concentrates of juices, honey, agave, or molasses. So healthy bars, meal bars, are bars that are considered health food. So right here we have granola bars. You just have to really watch those when you're eating those, because the added sugar, especially if it has chocolate chips or yogurt bites, and sometimes it's covered in either brown sugar, honey, or some kind of brown sugar syrup, things like that. You have to really watch the sugar amounts. And so right now, or if you look at foods, they've started using the added sugar on the nutrition label, which will tell you a lot, if you're trying to watch your sugars. So breakfast cereals may say whole grain, and this multigrain Cheerios is one of my favorites. But after looking at the actual ingredients, as you can see, it has, of course, sugar. It also has brown sugar syrup. That I guess covers some of the Cheerios. But and if we look at this, it actually has, I think that's 8 grams. 8 grams of added sugar, which is more than I thought. So I need to go back and read labels myself. So one of the big cereals that a lot of people eat are Special K. Let's see if we can make this bigger. So the Special K, the regular Special K, it has some sugar on it. The added sugars are 4 grams for just the 1 1/4 cup. But if you look at the the Special K with red berries, it has 10 grams of added sugar. So you're probably better off adding regular fresh fruit to the cereal rather than using or buying the dried red berries, because it has dried strawberries in there and it's got brown sugar syrup. So you're probably better off buying the regular Special K and adding the regular, the fresh strawberries. All right. So another source of sugar is in a health, quote unquote, health food is in yogurt. So you have to watch the flavored yogurt. The sugar could be as high as 17 to 33 grams and in an 8-ounce serving. So try plain yogurt and add real fruit. So that would help cut down on the sugar. And this is just plain. Yep. This is plain yogurt here. And it's just got the cultured milk, the active yogurt cultures, And then this is the strawberry yogurt, and it has 2 added sugars. So it has the fructose, and you also need to watch if it's got quotes. I know this one doesn't have it, but if it's got quotes, just watch for the sugar in that also. But this has got fructose and sucralose in it, and this is the strawberry, so it has 2 grams of added sugar. So if you get the plain and then add the fresh fruit to it. Other places that you would find the added sugar would be dried fruit and salad dressings. Just watch that for the sugar content, especially the fruit such as the raspberry or strawberry vinaigrettes. They will have the added sugar, and then of course flavored oatmeal, instant oatmeal. All right, so there's many others that we might eat on a regular basis that we need to watch for. Coleslaw is another one. A lot of people put sugar in their coleslaw just to give it a little added flavor. So, and I went to the grocery store yesterday, and I know people thought I was crazy just taking pictures of random food, but I found these power bowls, um, and this has less than 1 gram of added sugar. So right here, the only sugar that I could find here would be in the pork, which contained brown sugar. So if you look down through the ingredients, this seems to be if you have a frozen dinner or lunch, this seems to be a good one to have. It does have a lot of sodium, and it does have a lot of carbs because of the rice, but it's got a good bit of protein and dietary fiber.
Yeah, Rhonda, it also has 4 teaspoons of sugar in it.
Yep.
It comes out to 4 teaspoons of sugar.
Yep. Okay. And then I also looked at the Healthy Choice simple steamers. So so this has 5 servings per container, so 280 calories per serving. So this right here, if somebody looks at this, they're going to think this whole thing is 280 calories, but you got to look at per serving. So again, you have to just look that you've got sugar here. I was thinking there was some other stuff, but it has 0 added sugar. But so you can't always go by that. So just take a look at the ingredients just to make sure that you're really getting what they say that you're getting. Again, this does have a lot of sodium, and I think that was from the preservatives and things like that. There's a couple of things that I just pulled out. Chicken stock has cane sugar in it. You would think chicken stock would be one of the healthiest things that you can eat because there's nothing there except but it does have cane sugar in it, so we got to be careful of that. And also peanut butter is supposed to be good, for a protein source. But there again, just watch the labels. They like to hide sugar in unknown places. All right, so the bottom line is we need to learn the other names of sugar, and just read the labels and look for those hidden sugars, and watch the added sugar content in the food. Okay. Does anybody have anything they want to share or add to that?
Rhonda, right before, this is Sherry.
Mhm.
Right before COVID hit, I just had some labs done and my doctor was kind of disappointed with my blood number.
Okay.
She said, you know what? She said, I would really like for you to go on the keto diet. Anyway, to make a long story short, I did not do that. But she said, if you can't do that, could you please just at least start to pay attention to the number of carbohydrate grams that you eat every day.
Mhm.
So I started doing that. We didn't, go crazy, but I did start to just, cut out white potatoes, and I found some really delicious bread that didn't have any carbohydrates in it, and just making some substitutions. And I haven't really felt like I've missed much of anything. I've missed sweets, I guess, more than anything. But just paying a little attention, just a little attention. I'm down a little bit more than 12 pounds through all of this, and it was just from taking her advice just to try to look at the labels more, which is exactly what you were doing.
Mhm.
How much sugar was in tomato sauce, so I started kind of making my own. So there were some really simple, easy things I could do where I wasn't spending all day in the kitchen. I wasn't going overboard. I wasn't starting a new diet. I was just starting to watch my sugars, and it's getting better and better and better as time goes on. But I think they try to. I think there are a lot of things that are hidden in the labels. I didn't realize until you just showed it that sugar is the second biggest additive of peanut butter. I had no idea, and so that was really really helpful. And it's been. It hasn't been painful. It hasn't been where I felt like I was lacking. But sometimes just paying attention can make a nice difference.
Well, congratulations on the weight loss.
Um,
Thank you.
Feel better.
I have heard, or I'd read one time we had a doctor that used to be in Savannah. He's not now. He's a pediatrician. He said something like, we used to 100 and something years ago, we used to eat 6 pounds of sugar a year, and now it's more like 160 pounds a year.
Wow.
And then another doctor had told this lady had been diagnosed with I can't remember, like 3rd stage breast cancer, and she was going to do the treatments, and she asked him what was a thing that she could do most to help herself, and he said, well, cut out the white devil. And she said, well, what is the white devil? He said, it's sugar, processed starches, white stuff, like she said, white potatoes, white rice, that kind of thing. And then I also told last week I was fooled because I thought I had vine ripened tomato sauce, which I didn't use that much tomato sauce, but one of the most ingredients in it was high fructose corn syrup, and another was in the coconut milk. That I'm supposed to be staying away from dairy, and I was said, oh, coconut milk, and this is organic, and then it's like one of the first ingredients was sugar. So
Wow.
it was fooling me, and I thought I was pretty good at reading labels. And then another person that my doctor has listened to is a nutritionist, and she uses birch xylitol in her cooking. It's not as processed as some of the other sugar. It can be used like a sugar in baking, and it's okay. But it's the birch type. It is one of those that's a combination of a type of alcohol sugar. But yes, sugar.
Okay.
And now this doctor from that doctor, like he said that to her 20 years ago, so he was way ahead of the curve. He said, sugar is not your friend.
Right. And that was birch.
Birch xylitol is
Okay.
BIRCH, xylitol, ZYL, XY, I mean. I,
Yeah.
XYLITOL, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna look that up just to get more information on that. I had not heard of that.
Yeah, I had not either. I learned it from them. I had almost bought stevia as a plant one time, but I've not seen it since. It's a green plant that's like 10 times sweeter than sugar or something like that. And the leaf tastes sweet. So,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Oh.
everything can be used to excess.
Well,
Yeah.
Rhonda, I'd like to share my favorite. One of my favorites is the Cal Stevia. And of course, it's organic. And so that's some of the things that we look at when we're doing it. And
Mhm.
all stevia is not the same, but I can use, I like this in my coffee. My husband used the Monk one in his. And of course, I can do this and I can use this. This is a little spoon and I can make a 3-layer cake with this, with just that.
With just that one spoon?
One little spoon, and it's not really a spoon. 'Cause it's
Right.
little, but make a cake. Of course, you know, you taste stuff to your own sweetness and stuff, but I am addicted to sugar, so I can
Yeah.
say that. When I do like, I'll do oatmeal every now and then. And so I like to go to the liquid stevia. This one's by a company called Now. And I like the coconut. I like coconut. So it's really good. We don't do dairy in my house. So in our house, we use cashew butter. So when I want butter, it's actually cashew butter. I should have brought it in here with me.
All right.
When it-
Hey, Irene, hold on just a minute. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna stop the recording so you won't be on YouTube, but let's see.